Chronic wasting disease, or CWD, is spreading, and we need to keep it out of New York. It is a fatal disease that affects deer and moose. If CWD got into New York, it would threaten deer and moose populations and your deer hunting opportunities. Out-of-state hunters can help keep New York CWD free. One of the best ways to keep CWD out of New York is to debone any deer taken in another state before bringing it back to New York. It is illegal to bring whole deer carcasses or high-risk parts into New York from other states. This hunter took a deer out of state and wants to do the right thing. She's read the rules and regulations found on DEC's website. She will show us how to properly debone the deer and clean the skull cap and antlers before she brings them back into New York. She is wearing hunter orange to be seen easier by other hunters. Before she field dressed the deer, she filled out her carcass tag. Be sure to check the regulations for the state you are hunting in regarding any tagging or proof of sex requirements. She attached the carcass tag before she hung the carcass. Deer don't always die in a convenient area for deboning, so she moved it to an area where she could work on it.
The tools needed for field deboning venison include latex gloves, a sharp knife, cloth or plastic meat bags or a cooler with ice, and hand sanitizer. There are two ways to debone venison in the field: before you gut it, or by field dressing the deer first and hanging the carcass. I'm going to show you how to debone a field dressed deer that is hanging. Using the cut you made when you field dressed the deer, on the inside of the hind leg, pull the skin away from the muscle. Using the edge of your knife blade, work your way up towards the knee and around the back of the hind leg. Make sure you don't cut the tendon that is holding the deer up on the game hanger. We are going to do this on both legs. Using your weight now, pull down hard on the cape and use your knife as needed to peel it away from the back and down over the front shoulders and neck. Use a bone saw to cut through the neck and the lower front leg. I have already filled a cooler with ice. I will also use a bag or tarp for the front legs. To remove the meat from the hind leg, use your knife to follow the thin muscle that runs along the bone on the inside of the leg. Follow this muscle up to the knee bone and around the leg bone. Use gravity to cut the entire group of leg muscles from the bone so that it can be removed in one piece. Moving down the carcass, we are going to remove the back straps by cutting down along the back using the backbone as a guide. Start at the pelvis and work your way down to the base of the neck. Make a second cut along the top of the ribs. This is an area where leverage and gravity make for a clean cut. Grasp one end of the back strap and pull it away from the spine while simultaneously cutting it as needed. We'll repeat this step on the other side. Don't forget to remove the tenderloins, which are located inside the body cavity up along the spine. These can easily be removed by cutting and pulling them away from the internal body cavity wall. To debone the front legs, first remove the leg by cutting down and around the shoulder blade. The entire leg can then be placed on a flat surface. Cut each muscle group away from the shoulder and leg bone. Don't forget to trim any shank, neck, or rib meat for burger or stew. Put the meat in a cooler with ice as soon as possible. All packages must be labeled with species of animal, where the animal was taken, and the hunter's name and address before bringing it into New York. The skull cap and antlers can be removed with a bone saw. First, cut across the back of the head between the antlers and ears up to the back corner of the eyes. Then cut down across the forehead to the back corner of the eye. All the visible brain tissue must be removed from the skull cap, as well as any remaining flesh or hair still attached. All remaining parts of the carcass, including the bones, hide, head, etc., can all remain in the field.
If you killed the deer with a lead bullet, consider burying the carcass or hiding it from avian scavengers like eagles. They can be poisoned by eating lead bullet fragments, or choose to use non-lead ammunition.
Oh, it looks great.
Here he is.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Nice buck.
Thank you.
Good job.
Have a good rest of your day.
The only parts you can bring into New York are deboned meat, raw or processed hide, clean teeth, clean skull cap, and finished taxidermy mounts. You shouldn't eat any meat from a deer that has CWD. If you take a deer from an area known to have CWD, you should submit samples to that state's Department of Natural Resources to test for CWD. Wait for results before eating any of the meat. If you find out your deer had CWD after you brought the meat into New York, call your regional DEC wildlife office, who will burn the meat in our incinerator. Do not throw out CWD positive meat anywhere on the landscape, because this may infect deer in your area. Do your part to protect New York's deer and deer hunting heritage. Help keep New York CWD free. If you hunt outside of New York, debone your deer meat before bringing it into New York. Don't use lure made from deer urine. Use synthetic products instead. Don't feed wild deer or moose. Report any sick or abnormal acting deer or moose to the DEC. For more information about CWD and how you can help keep New York CWD free, please visit DEC's website, Facebook page, and YouTube channel.